Oliver's 5 years old and fell from a climbing frame at school. He initially thought that he had broken his arm and was in a cast for 3 weeks. After several weeks after that, we noticed that there was still minimal movement within his arm, and we went back to the clinic to get it x-rayed again, where we found out that in fact he had an extensive dislocation to his elbow. Due to this diagnosis, we knew that it was quite a severe operation that needed doing. So we did extensive research online and also through social media platforms and got referrals, and ended up meeting with Dr. Jellicoe here at King's College Hospital, who gave us all the different options that we could have, from a minor operation to what ended up being quite a major operation, a 3-hour operation.
So I met Oliver and his family a while back. They were referred to me with a complex elbow injury. He'd fallen and he actually sustained an injury, a fracture to one of his forearm bones. Unfortunately though, he also dislocated part of his elbow joint, which wasn't initially recognized. And when he came to see me, his main issue was that he didn't have full motion, couldn't have full bend in his elbow. And he was struggling with that. It'd been something like 3 months since the injury. The family and I had a long chat about the options for treatment. The most realistic option, the one that was going to get him the most movement back, was one where we would have to do surgery. And that surgery would involve re-breaking the bone, reshaping the bone, fixing it with a plate and screws, and at the same time putting back or relocating the dislocated part of the elbow joint.
He was exceedingly informative throughout the whole process. He kept us up to date with what was going on during the procedure itself and the follow-ups afterwards. Yeah, Oliver was fantastic throughout the whole operation. We were in and out after the 3-hour operation within that day. We had to obviously be very careful for the next week so that it didn't re-dislocate again. But after a week, we re-met with Dr. Jellicoe and had another x-ray and saw that everything was in order, and he was exceedingly happy with how it's all been.
The surgery went well. He was in a cast for about 4 weeks, and he did remarkably well afterwards. He worked really hard, and within 6 weeks of his cast coming off, he actually had full motion back. He had full bend, full straighten, and full rotation, full turning of the forearm.
Recently, he's just had another minor surgery where he had to remove one of the screws within the plate, which again was a 20-minute in and out procedure, and he was back his old self, once again. And within a few days back in the pool swimming, and yeah, we're delighted.
Once he's fully recovered from this, he will be back to a full normal life, using his arm, using his elbow as normal, returning to all the sports that he loved before the injury.
I'm delighted to say that he's got full movement, or 95% movement back in his arm, which is fantastic. And we expect hopefully a full recovery within the next 12 months. My experience here at King's has been exceptional. They have been always informative throughout the whole process, and we're delighted to have come here in the end.